first project I have around here. It's a diary project. Okay? That's Rachel. That's Rachel. You are Rachel? No. This is Dossie. Please. She's very stubborn. Oh no. You Dossie. This one can knock you. This one here is Natasha. Yes.
So cute.
And then the other one is Viola. Viola, Natasha. This is Dossie and Rachel. These are diary cows.
Where is Deno?
Sorry?
Where is Deno?
It's Alexander. It's Alexander. Sorry? Alexander is a cow. You, Rachel, go away. I mean, Dossie, go away. Go. She's very stubborn, likes playing. Yeah. So these cows you see, we get them according to the percentages of milk you want to get. Yeah. For instance, that one there is 85% pure dairy. That one is 85%. This one here is 70%. Now Rachel, the firstborn for Rachel is Dossie. This one here. Yeah, and it was using these Ankole bulls, so I expect it should be 65%. Then that is Alexander, Rachel's second son, and Alexander is a pure breed, can go up to 90%. He was conceived using AI. Yeah. So, yes. Right now, Rachel is giving me 16 liters of milk in a day. She gives me 16 liters of milk in a day. Yeah. In the morning, she gives me 11, then the afternoon. Yeah. Now, when all these cows are pregnant, so when they will deliver, I'm expecting something of 90 to 100 liters per day. And this is pure milk, not this adulterated or dilute milk. You may have an opportunity to taste the milk at the right time. Yes. So it's a nice project here. The cows are very friendly. We feed them on stuvas, we feed them on the other things, right? Which we grow all within. Yes. They are very friendly apart from this one. You don't go near her. This one. Very stubborn.
This is Dossie.
Yeah, this is Dossie. But Rachel is good. Very good. If you want to come, you can come.
Mother. She's a mama.
Dossie. Let me take Dossie. Yeah. Just go, she'll do nothing. Just touch her.
Rachel, you go to Natasha.
Take a picture of Natasha.
Natasha is very stubborn.
Natasha is taking your picture.
Okay.
Just.
Hey, Inaku is 80% scared today. So what is a quick one? The cow dung.
Now, for the cow dung, at the moment I use the cow dung twice. One is for producing maggots, which I use for feeding the fish. Yes. Produce maggots which we use for feeding the fish, but the best usage of cow dung here would be biogas. But a biogas system is likely 3.8 to 5 million. That is something which is in the long run. Hey, you, go away. This one is a very tricky one. So, usually, at least the maggots are good. Yes. So we use that for that.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you do it to come out with the maggots?
With the maggots. Okay. That's the cow dung. We're exposing it. Okay? Yes. And as we expose it, in the process, the flies will go and lay their eggs there. And after the flies have laid their eggs within 3 days, we collect this dung. I'm going to show you where we put it in special trays. Then after 5 days, they hatch into larvae.
So how long
You
do
wait
you
for
keep
7
it
days, just 3 days. Yeah. You wait for 7 days, you pour that dung in water, all the maggots will come up.
Then you scoop them.
You scoop them, you disinfect them, You feed them to chicken, you feed them to fish. It has 65% proteins.
So the disinfectant you use?
Is jig. We use jig, we use Noroclens, we use Virikil. Yeah, these are recommended disinfectants. Yes. Just this ordinary jig. I think it should be 0.5. At least it kills 95% of germs. Yes. This Natasha and Viola, they are from Kiruhura. We got them from Kiruhura. Yes. Who is from Kiruhura here? Yeah, that's where we got our cows from. Then the other one was from a farm in Kampala. Yes.
How much?
On average, we buy from 3.5 to 4 million per cow. Yes, per cow. They come in calf. They come with. Security here? No, I don't. I'm friendly with the community. But in any case, I have plan B. I have dogs around here. Yes, I have dogs here, but people don't disturb my peace. Yes.
And where do you sell your milk?
I sell around here. We make milk, we make yogurt also. Local yogurt.
Wow.
Yes. We do bongo. Yes. It's very good milk. Yes. Then also at times, once in a week, we collect all the milk we give to the pigs. The pigs take the milk.
Wow. And eat the apples.
Yes, the pigs take the milk. Yes.
How do you give them? Do you mix it in their feed so you just?
Now you just boil it very well. You cool it. You give them as drinking water. Yes, that's what we call that's lactobacteria. You know, pigs need their guts to be managed well. Yeah, to increase efficiency absorption of food in the pigs, you give them milk. Milk has very useful bacteria which colonizes their stomach. And so you can feed a pig 1 kilo of food and it will grow very fast compared to if you didn't do that. Enough.
Okay, for example, a cow, if it costs 3.5,
Yes.
I would imagine Kihura is in Western Uganda.
Yeah.
So the transport bit of it.
You need like 800,000 a
So
canter.
that means each of us makes 100 and then we hire a bigger car?
Yeah. You get canter. Yes.
Okay.
But you see this small, what I love with these cows is a small area. You can keep so many. Like this area you see here is meant for 13 cows. This one here. It has been designed for 13 cows. And if the 13 cows at any time you are milking 5 cows, and each is giving you 15 liters.
Now,
I think it's good.
there are dimensions needed. Like, what's the maximum number of cows you have ever stocked here?
So far it's this. But I've designed this place in such a way that it's supposed to handle 13 cows.
So if they give birth,
Around the 1.5 meters.
1.5 liters, because there's no cow which is fatter than that. And when they come, this is where they need mattresses. They have to be comfortable. So there are some people who buy these special mattresses, but for me what I do, you get wood sawdust, you put them in this. So the moment they finish eating, they simply come and relax here. And the more they sit and eat, chew cud, the more milk for you. So they have to be very comfortable. Then after this, we collect these things there. Because when they urinate, that's a lot of fertilizer. Then we take them to the gardens for growing fodder for them.
What is inside the sack?
It is sawdust. Yeah, it is sawdust. We keep it for 3 weeks. Then
You go
from
get
there
another one.
we keep it there for some time. We take to the garden.
Okay.
Yes.
How about that sack at the gate? What is inside
That is a
there?
disinfectant. It's
What-
jig.
Okay.
Jig is there. Because usually don't allow people to access your premises without thorough disinfection. You might have stepped on some diseases. Yes.
But they're supposed to dance there, not just to, yeah? At least
That
get
is
to-
just one disinfectant. They're all over. So by the end of the time we shall go out, you'll be okay. Yes. Are we done here? Yes. Good. We move to the pigs. This is their water for drinking. Yeah, they have to pour water here, and then you are able to drink them. Yes. Now they feed on a number of feeds, and most of these feeds we make them here. What I like with cows is this: there's nothing which is grown that cannot be fed on by cows. Like if you grow your maize, what I do here, I grow maize for 2 seasons. The first season I grow it for the poultry. That one we harvest. But after harvesting it, we collect all the stems, what we call stuvas, right? Then we're able to process them. We use urea. There's a fertilizer called urea, and we use molasses. Because that dry maize, the cobs you see, already devoid of proteins. The proteins are locked up in those stems. There's a chemical in maize called lignin. It locks up the protein content. So how do you release that? You unseal it. After chopping, we have machines, we chop them. Then we pack them in airtight bags. And we leave it for 1 month. After 1 month, you already have your lignin dead. All the protein is released, and you feed the animals. Like what you see, those are actually dry maize stalks being used. Then here we also grow grass, which we make hay out of. You see hay there. We use them for feeding. And then we also make silage, potato leaves, ginat leaves, all those fresh. When we slash our compound, we gather all the grass, we unseal it. That makes silage we use for feeding the animals.
Yes. Now, when you chop the maize stem that is grown, and before sealing it there, you first mix it with the urea before sealing?
Yes, you mix it with the urea, because urea is around 46% nitrogen. And you know the rumens of these cows, they are very unique. They have bacteria which can convert that nitrogen into proteins. You know, one of the most important components of protein is the nitrogen, right? Yeah. So they convert it, and you have all your milk there. Yes.
Okay. Good.
Can move.
Do you only feed this to the cows, or you feed the pigs as well?
This is strictly for the cows, the goats, and the sheep. Yeah, for
because
pigs.
of their digestive
Yeah,
system.
Is there only
because of their
particular
digestive.
kind of grass that you're supposed to feed the cow with?
No, all grass
All
can
grass
be
can-
used, yes, for feeding the cow.
So, but first has to first
You
dry
unseal
or
it.
unseal it like
Yeah,
that?
unseal it like that. We shall look at the unsealing process.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello Caterpillars, my name is Mercy Grace Munduru. I'm the head of marketing, communications and public relations at Wanduparka Football Club. I hope you're keeping safe in these unprecedented times. I'm here to remind you that Corona is real, the numbers are surging up, and each one of us should take care of themselves. Football is nothing without its fans, and the only way we can have our fans at the beginning of the footballing season is if we all keep safe. As a club, we're anticipating a very beautiful beginning of season, and we can only be able to enjoy that if you and I keep safe. How do we keep safe? Let's make sure we're following the SOPs as issued by the Ministry of Health and World Health Organization. Make sure that you wash your hands as frequently as possible with soap or use sanitizer. Make sure that you maintain social distance, especially if you have to go into crowded areas. Above all, ensure that if you're going into a public place, you are wearing your mask, and ensure that you're wearing your mask correctly, because wearing your masks will lower your chances of acquiring COVID-19. Please keep safe.
A lot. Which way?
This is a market room. We can come to it later. You're welcome in. I hope we can all be here. Hi. You have visitors.
You see how clean they are.
You have visitors here.
Just fix each other.
Just try to.
Yeah, we're going to.
Some of you, the boys can even jump in.
Yeah.
As long as you jump in.
Come and jump.
You jump in this way.
Oh my God.
You better just jump in. Yes. Now with the piggery, there are two breeds that we keep here. When you want to keep pigs, there are 3 issues you should take into account. One is the genetics. You can see that pig. How many kilograms do you think that pig is?
200.
And how much is a kilo of pork?
15. It's 15.
14, 15. So here you are calculating roughly 3 million. One thing. But that pig is like that because of the genes. It's a very pure gene. Now you see this pig can go up to 300 because what you see here is yet the flesh. It is not been fattened.
Okay.
It's just flesh. So if you fatten it, it will be bigger than
So you're
that.
saying 3 million per.
Yes.
Okay.
Because 1 kilo is
The feeds. Okay. So you go for the genetics. 2 is the housing. Yes.
Then also the breed matters.
That is the genetics. Yes, the breed is all about genetics. Then finally is your management. Okay. Now with genetics, like these pigs right now, they are 9 weeks.
What?
This, that.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months and roughly just 2 weeks. Yes. But this is the best to be eaten now because the meat is soft, tender. Yes. And these ones, by the time they reach really 5 to 6 months, because here we sell them at usually 7 months, they'll be weighing around 100 kgs. Yeah, and that one goes for around 800 to 900,000. Yes. And then we just feed them. Very simple. One, you can see that pig is eating its shit. Yes. It's eating back its shit. You see? Now, where you are, you can see whatever we are catching is very harmless here. Why? We use a technology called IMO, Indigenous Microorganisms Technology. What we do, we try to harness nature's providence. You see, nature has provided us with very useful bacteria. So what we do, we get that bacteria. After getting it, we multiply it. I put a bucket there. Get me that bucket. Be careful, you know, like what is inside. It's not poison. Yes, here.
What is that?
The poop.
They don't run away yet.
That's poop, huh?
No.
Sorry.
What's this?
Human
How does
poop.
it
Is that
smell?
human poop or-
No. How does it smell?
Uncle, tell us.
Tell us.
They know you come closer, you're the pig farmer.
This is the pig farmer. How does it smell?
Okay, I don't know how to describe it, but Imo has a kind of smell like wine.
Smells like wine. And what you're seeing is potatoes. Yes, this is potatoes. To make Imo, you need starch. because bacteria like starch. Starch attracts it. So you can get matoke, rice, cassava, potatoes, okay? You boil it like you are going to consume, okay? Then you dig a hole, and where you dig is where you're going to keep the pig. It is indigenous. Down in that hole, there's a lot of bacteria. So you simply store this in the hole for 1 week. After 1 week, you remove it out, you put it in a bucket, you add sugar. Sugar lets the bacteria multiply, they feed on it. After that, you now come and prepare your room. You get wood filings, you get iron. And where do we get iron from? Ant hills. You get an ant hill, red soils. Yes, or ferritic soils. Then you get chopped maize or grass or something. Then you get lime. And then finally, you get salt. You mix these things together and you pour them on the floor. Then you get your imo, you mix it with water, you sprinkle on the mixture. Then you bring your pigs. And that is all. So the bacteria will act on all this rubbish. It becomes food like it's eating right now. Yes. You will save actually 30% food. Okay? 2, this thing when it is decomposing, it generates a lot of heat. This heat is very good for pig growth. So your pigs will never be cold. You find early in the morning the pig is lying in this poop. What is it doing? It's warming itself up. Okay? 3, there's never an infection here. Worms, what? Nothing. So your pig grows clean, healthy, and eats very little. Okay? Yes. So within basically 6 to 7 months, you already have your income in. Yeah. Now, for you to look after these pigs very, very well, you need to manage their stomach, what we call gut management. Because a pig has one stomach, like humans. Okay? It's not like the cow. So the moment it eats food, the food goes and disappears. So what you as a good pig farmer you should do is you have to increase the efficiency of the stomach to absorb that food. And how do you do it? 1, you ensure that your pigs have no worms inside. You deworm after 3 months. 2, you ensure you give your pigs milk. That milk is actually bacteria. You let it ferment. Actually bongo. Like yogurt. Yeah, like yogurt. You give your pigs. The moment the pigs take that, it increases the amount of bacteria in their stomach. Therefore improving the efficiency of absorption of the food. And so your pigs grow. That pig is fed 1 kilo a day. But it's,
and how old is it?
It's now 1.5 years old. Yeah. And it's
so on average, how many piglets do you get?
Now, depending. Usually the first mothers, like these are going to be the first mothers. This breed will give you 8. Then after that, then it increases up to 15. Yes. It delivers around 5 times in 1.5 years. Wow. 5 times. 3.
Okay.
The gestation period for 3. Yeah.
And then
3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days.
You sell the piglets when they're how many months?
4 weeks. I start selling. Wow. By 4 weeks, the piglets are ready. Now, a piglet, depending. Like now, this breed you see here, this is a 3rd generation cross from a local, a huge local. I crossed it, gave me piglets. I crossed the mother of those piglets with Cambrogs. So this came to be the 3rd generation. Now, this one here goes for around 150. That is for 4 weeks. Every 1 week, I keep on adding 10,000. Then these ones here, they go for around 200. Then every week you keep on adding.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, okay, I know it's not the time for questions, but one thing I'm impressed with is the feeding.
Yeah.
Because I feed my pigs 3 kgs.
3 kgs?
And I spend a lot on feeding costs.
Okay.
So one thing I've learned here is the gut, the stomach management.
Yes.
Because I do IMO, which makes me save a lot of feeding costs as well. I also do the iron bedding, the red soil and lime. But the 3 kg has been like everywhere you find that any adult, you need to give more than 3 kgs. But with this, I'm a little impressed. I've been giving even them milk, but I didn't even know what it's doing. I just know like they liked it.
Fresh milk or you
and it
ferment
is nutritious. No, the fermented one, not the fresh one. Yeah. So. Because it is cheap to get. You get the spoiled milk in those places, and then it is cheap. You get 20 liters, and 5,000, even 10,000. Yeah, so that is what I've been getting. So yeah, I'm learning a lot, and I'm really impressed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Manage the guts of those pigs. Reduce
that is one thing. That is one thing I'm going to focus on.
Good.
Because I've been also doing research on hydroponics. Growing the cereals, fodder, and water. And that is currently the focus I've put on in order to minimize the cost of feed. But the gut management.
What do you use for hydroponics? Maize?
Yeah, we don't have barley and wheat that much here. So we have maize, but I have plans. I'm looking for it.
It's easy. I can direct you where. I used to see those things inside there. Yeah. Those are meant for hydroponics. But I only do it at the end of the year for the cows. Yeah, pasture for the cows. And when it's rainy season, I don't bother. But it's very good.
Gut management, it's a big point that I'm going to move with.
So you know the benefits of pigs, right? There we shall not talk about it. Sorry?
So you have Campra?
Every 3 months, you have to provide them with the antibiotics. Yeah, no. Antibiotics is most cases for bacterial, viral infections, which is OTC 10%. That's what I always use. The moment you do that, this swine flu, what will not go there. Then, of course, the serious biosecurity stuff. Yes, you need to embrace that, and then you'll be fine.
So, what feed do you give them? The 1 kg?
Now, the feed I give them is very interesting. Okay, I have 2 types of feeds. They are the ones I mix. Yes, use cotton, blood, bran, and blah blah blah. But on the other side, I also use my poultry fish feeds, as in the poop. Yes. After the poultry have stayed and done their things, I collect. You fry to kill away the germs. Then you mix with maize bran.
Fry?
Yeah, you fry it first. Okay. Yes. So that's why I raise poultry. Yes. All what comes out of the poultry comes in. Yeah. So if you can raise chicken, you can raise pigs at no cost. Yeah. Good.
Hello Caterpillars, my name is Mercy Grace Munduru. I'm the head of marketing, communications and public relations at Wenduparka Football Club. I hope you're keeping safe in these unprecedented times. I'm here to remind you that Corona is real, the numbers are surging up, and each one of us should take care of themselves. Football is nothing without its fans, and the only way we can have our fans at the beginning of the footballing season is if we all keep safe. As a club, we're anticipating a very beautiful beginning of season, and we can only be able to enjoy that if you and I keep safe. How do we keep safe? Let's make sure we're following the SOPs as issued by the Ministry of Health and World Health Organization. Make sure that you wash your hands as frequently as possible with soap or use sanitizer. Make sure that you maintain social distance, especially if you have to go into crowded areas. Above all, ensure that if you're going into a public place, you are wearing your mask, and ensure that you're wearing your mask correctly, because wearing your masks will lower your chances of acquiring COVID-19. Please keep safe.